Till one day there's a guy named John who died just want to have some fun. So he took a one-night stand with a stranger he met from the World Wide Web. HIV AIDS, so many STDs nowadays. HIV AIDS, protect yourself from HIV AIDS. A week later, he had a rash, a sore throat, and some swollen glands. He can sleep at night, too much sweat. This might be problematic, says the internet. It's time to get checked. Prepare yourself for what's coming next. Time to get checked. Watch out for you might be next. Out the house the next day, to the doctor's clinic by the subway. He told the doc he had no clue. Oh son, I know what to do with you. Time to get checked. Prepare yourself for what's coming next. Time to get checked. Watch out for you might be next. HIV is the human immunodeficiency virus. If you have HIV, you have infection that damages your immune system over time and causes AIDS. AIDS stands for Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome. It is the final stage of HIV infection, when your immune system damaged and too weak to fight off ordinary infections. When foreign invaders such as bacteria and viruses get into your body, they can cause infections. These events activate your body's defenses. The white blood cells of your immune system are part of your body's defenses. White blood cell called helper T lymphocytes or helper T cells strengthen your immune system response to infection in two ways. First, helper T cells release chemicals that attract other white blood cells to the site of infection. These additional white blood cells attack the invading bacteria or virus. As well as other infected cells. Second, helper T cells release chemicals that causes other white blood cells to multiply. These new white blood cells create markers called antibodies which can identify the same foreign invader throughout your body. Antibodies attack to the bacteria or virus, marking them as targets for your immune system to destroy them. If you have HIV, it travels through your blood and the other body fluids to infect and kill certain white blood cells. The virus enters helper T cells, which are the primary target. Once inside, the virus makes many copies of itself. And these virus particles are made. They leave the damaged helper T cell to infect other cells. The T cell loses its ability to protect the body from the ongoing infection and dies. In this way, HIV spreads and kills more of your helper T cells, weakening your immune system. As a result, other types of infections are able to take advantage of your body's inability to defend itself. These infections are called opportunistic infections. If you have an HIV infection and one or more opportunistic infections, you have AIDS. Some of the common AIDS-related opportunistic infections are inflammation of tissues covering your brain and spinal cord called meningitis. Inflammation of your brain called encephalitis. Respiratory illness such as pneumonia and tuberculosis. Intestinal illness such as chronic diarrhea caused by infectious parasites. And cancers such as Kaposi's sarcoma and non-Hodgkin lymphoma. HIV passes from person to person through infected body fluids. HIV can enter your body during unprotected sex, while sharing drug injection needle during your own childbirth, while breastfeeding from your mother, or from contaminated blood or blood products. Although there is no cure for HIV, drugs called antiretroviral medication can reduce the amount of HIV in your body. One class of antiretroviral medication called entry of fusion inhibitors disrupts our HIV infection process by preventing the virus from attacking to your cells. Other classes of antiretroviral medication include reverse transcriptase inhibitors, protease inhibitor, and integrase inhibitors. These drugs prevent creation, assembly, and spread of new viruses. Your doctor may prescribe a combination of these drugs classes known as highly active antiretroviral therapy or HAART. Antiretroviral medication doesn't completely remove HIV from your body, but slows it down enough to enable your immune system to fight infections. Regular blood tests will let your doctor know how effective your antiretroviral medication is in controlling HIV. If the number of helper T cells is high enough in your blood sample, your medication is working. Treatments for the opportunistic infections of AIDS are medication specific for each type of infection. For example, your doctor may prescribe antibiotics if you have pneumonia or tuberculosis. Know your HIV status and your partner's status by getting tested regularly. The most effective way to prevent HIV infection is to avoid vaginal and anal sex. When engaging in sexual activity, you will be less likely to contract HIV if you have sex with an infected partner or use latex condoms for protection. Avoid using injectable illegal drugs or sharing drugs needles because the needles may have virus on them. Avoid intoxication from drugs or alcohol because you will be more likely to engage in unsafe sexual behavior.
Sexually transmitted diseases, or STDs, are diseases, infections, or illnesses that can be spread from a person with an STD to another through sexual contact. That includes genital-to-genital contact, which contact with penises, scrotums, vulvas, or vaginas, to any kind of sex, oral, anal, or vaginal sex. Some STDs are fairly common, so there's nothing to be embarrassed about if you ever get one. Some STDs do not cause any symptoms, so many people who have an STD do not know it and might spread it. For those who do have symptoms, may experience soreness or swelling around the genitals, bumps, sores or rashes on the genitals, itching, burning, or pain while urinating. And girls may get a vaginal discharge that is different from normal. If you have any of these symptoms or if you had unprotected sex, it is important to get tested for STDs. STD tests differ. Some are blood tests, some test urine, and still others use a swab or saliva or discharge. Even if you use protections, It's a good idea to get tested for STDs at least once a year. You can get an STD test from your healthcare provider or at a family planning or STD clinic. Some STDs can be cured while others cannot, but their symptoms can be managed with medication. Some STDs, if left untreated, can cause serious health problems later in life. So remember, once a person becomes sexually active, it is important to use condoms and other latex barriers and to get tested for STDs regularly.
When you're hanging with the girl and she's looking nice, you think you want to smoke her face, but what is the price? AIDS, herpes, gonorrhea, scabies, and grubs. Think you want them down your pants? No, you're getting sick. And might contract STDs, what would I do then? There's infection between my thighs, now I have soreness. HPV, HIV, spooky vaginosis. Sinning with your naked body is evil and atrocious. Times to construct, we all follow. Nothing is real, no one is here. We all die, why do we cry? AIDS, herpes, gonorrhea, scabies, and crabs. Think you want them down your pants? No, you're getting sick. HPV, HIV, spooky vaginosis. Sinning with your naked body is evil and atrocious. Break it down, yo.